You got to be staying with me. It's a prayer as we open. Again, Councilman, Release the Pledge of Allegiance. Ballot. Father God, we're so thankful that you love us. Thank you that your presence is with us every day, Lord. Even though we don't always acknowledge or even think about it, you're there to take care of us and lead us, and we're grateful. Thank you for this beautiful wedding you bless us with. And we thank you for this room full of people, this community you give us call home. And Lord, I know that you placed each person in the seats up here to make decisions on behalf of them. And I pray you give us wisdom, give us a heart of diligence, that our minds will be focused on the people that live here so we can ease the struggles with this life, Lord, and help them to have a better place to live. I pray that you continue to lead our state and our national leaders, give them wisdom. I pray that you would intervene at times it's necessary, and that you would continue to bless the United States of America. I pray tonight you give us a heart of unity. We all be on the same page, be looking forward to our future and making the wisest choices we can make. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Pledge allegiance. May you see if you would turn your cell phones off at this time, if you have any phone calls or anything, you could step out and take them. That'd be the best way to do that. I appreciate it. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilman Bill Bear is absent. Councilwoman Ann Catlin.
Here.
Councilwoman Stephanie Blevins Cook. Here. Councilman J.R. Cook. Councilman Carlos Holbrook.
Yeah.
Councilman Wayne Feldman.
Yeah. We do have a forum for tonight's meeting. Obviously, some folks here probably from the Colin Heights situation. We'll give you a chance to speak here in just a moment. First, I'd like to ask our city administrator to give us the latest developments on that process. You'd like to step, go out, this young woman, okay, sure. Oh, you know me, I like to fan. Oh, yes, yes. I'm not going to be for 3 years. We don't have those whole plans with them. Years ago, the council that I hear, they even voted for leave on the, I mean, voting was the hard one that. Yes, we were. Even, you know, I was thinking of something to read me here, one, here's me, here's the two. The weather timing was all they can. That's not very good, and probably the good for you, and then do the job. So, the what's going on the grandparents may, we get them all the time, in the tournament, I mean, they receive. We give these problems that the economy is one issue with the we're going to work out our the outline. What the focus really, and I have a vote there's going to be an increase. They are not going to do anything. They want to get about the project. We're going to pay other than all of the back to all the things as well. So, the regulations with all the by training, I'm like, and sit back. I'm training a little bit more than still coming. Well, there's a child for the there's two families involved in their both both people here and the revenue of the chair. Immediately we hold this time. Now, immediately we have them use the further to go on the spot. We are looking at the way to get a good time. We had a, the property out there, that's in the water. And the reason for nothing is by looking, and then the time. I think one thing only including the stabilized patterns of the problem of the rain, and many people are spreading. The one thing is like, we probably don't like for you, we don't want fresh light, we don't want we don't want clear. And it's first of all, the one thing in terms of experience, all three, like, we usually like, one thing is, we have to put it in for the process. So it's nothing, we don't have to say, and it's not even, it's all about, very, very, also something about the great, the great economy. We need to find about it. Nobody is telling you, nobody is finding it. Find about it. But we have to watch the news to know about. I even know that also when I have to the apparatus of the drink and I was trying to keep it. They will want to get it, but so I don't know why they're really raising all the guys. That's difficulty in jumping. I was doing, and I was writing what I'm going to I'm talking and really the wrong way to be I think that's too bad we have one dealer. I feel we are actually very down on the people and the people. I want to be there. And looking at the cases money, so they can figure out all the yesterday. So we got them. We don't do the head of the team on Sunday. The meeting was like kind of we have eaten it, it was only a little bit of eating, and they're like about it. Well, they found out a lot of and we have everything that came moving forward and another one of those problems. Thanks for the time. I don't know the contact, nobody is doing training, somebody. Thank you. We didn't say we didn't say longer. I don't, I don't think about the big one part. But for a different, this one. I just want to get them out there to you. If anybody has any questions, the layers of, how we have a good of the we'll try. Does everybody understand that this is not going through? They pulled their application, it's done. One thing I would like to say as your mayor, and those that know me know that uh, I'm here because I care about the people. This job doesn't pay anything. Um, I'm on disability. I don't have a big income. Those apartments would have been a great asset for someone like myself if something would have happened to my wife or something and I had nowhere to live based on my inability to take care of myself with income. I represent every citizen in this community. People that make less than $36,000 a year, people that make more than that. And my job behind the scenes is to work today. I get to bed every night thinking about the future of this city. Not while I'm here, but even while I'm there. Really foundations, the time to repair foundations that have been crumbled over the years in this town from all the infighting and the backdoor deals and the good old boy stuff. And I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to let you know that we are moving forward as a city, and we want a different vision. We want people to look at our city as open for business. We're here to progress, to move forward, to have a place where we can live and shop and do all the things we do. And I'm going to start in this area to do it. You know, we need the revenue, we need the tax money. So we have to entertain anyone that comes along that wants to, I think they were wanting to open a strip joint on top of the hill. That's not what we're talking about here. That's a whole different story. But we have to allow the process to work. The process is there in place for the purpose of eliminating the backdoor deals, for eliminating all the things that could go on to make it a bad situation. Now, you don't always know what's happening. I understand that, and I understand that the social media things get blown out of proportion. Things get well, the lack of knowledge causes people to assume things and accusations are made and blah, blah, blah. We could talk about that all day, but I can assure you in this situation, we were working for the citizens, allowing the process to work, staying neutral as we have to by law to keep us out of the fray. You guys had a public hearing at which you attended and were able to speak and voice your concerns, and that's part of the process. I would just like to see in the future if we could be more civil in the way we respond to each other and be more kind and not be so ready to, I don't know, our whole society is that way right now. It bothers me. It really does. Our whole society is just so angry and ready to kill each other over at the meaning of a disagreement. And I'm not here to chastise. I'm just speaking my heart, okay? I'm just letting you know, as a city, I would like for us to work together, not against each other, because we all live here. We all want the same thing. We want a peaceful, happy, crime-free place to raise our family and to be at peace and not to deal with all this bad stuff that goes on in the world we see on the news. So I'm with you. And everybody up here at this table is with you. It's not a single person that would go through what we go through and deal with what we deal with if they didn't care about the city and they didn't care about the people. Do we all have different ideas? Absolutely. Do we all have different things that we see for the future? Absolutely. But we can work together in a civil way to make that come to pass and kill the things we don't want. Let me just encourage you, please call me, call Dustin, call your council members. And if we tell you something, believe it. We have to trust each other. You have to trust us that we're working for you. And I'm here to tell you we are. And then if something happens, we'll make a way for you to speak and give your opinion, just like has already taken place. Let's not jump to conclusions. Let's not get on social media, tear our citizens down, tear our councilman down, tear me or Dustin down, or anybody else. Let's unite together for the same purpose. I really appreciate the fact that you care, because I'm really seeing this room full of people. I wish it was this way every month, because it shows me we have people in the city that want to be a part of what's going on here, and we appreciate that. So I just want to say that you have nothing to be worried about. The process has worked, and we have, accepted the fact that they've moved out, and that was a desired. That was obviously the desired end from you folks, as you voiced your concern. Now, what I don't want is for the next business to come along that would be profitable for us, and this same developer may be a part of that, and for that same developer to say, we're not working with that bunch of people down there, they're crazy. Because they get so mad and they get so angry and they get so uncivilized. That's what we don't want. We don't want to become a stigma in the business world because of something like that. Okay. So let's just try to be a little more stable and respond in ways that the process requires. And let's squelch the gossip and the rumor mills that only tear each other down. Okay. I appreciate that. That's what I want to say. Now, citizens' concern is next on our agenda. Does anybody want to stand up and say anything about, okay, if you would come to the podium, state your name.
Stevie, as people live in Colton.
Okay.
I think what we had was a colossal failure to communicate. If someone had told us, okay, this has to be the process, we have to go forward, I don't think there's anything for you to worry about, because believe me, it would have helped. It really would have helped.
Let me ask you something. Where did you first hear about the project?
someone in our neighborhood found out that that land was being looked at for, we were told an apartment. And then, of course, it kept snowballing.
That's this.
Then they said senior citizens, which we found out Thursday, that was not a senior citizen.
I mean, let me ask you this.
Sure.
Did anybody up there, lives up there, call anybody on council?
I don't know. I don't know. But I did find out about the meeting Thursday, and a lot of people did attend.
And what was going on. So it definitely was, this is he's saying, manipulation, I said, well, 30%. That it was lost a lot of communities. Nobody knew myself. Nobody knew what was going. And people this, then this, then this, then this. And then we were going to do this. And then it was, oh, it's fantasy. No, it's not fantasy. Well, it shouldn't be, it's much of now no longer say things. What are you doing? There's no way. And then it's all the way to get it, we always thought. Then we also being their laziness. Yes. It was scared out. So none of that was really brought to the reality. Who's the big deal of us, but they were really impacted by it. And Carter, I'm hearing. Yeah, I was for it because I thought if it's senior citizen housing, which we were presented with that, it was senior citizen housing. And it would be 80% only senior citizen. And then the other 20 would be for people like myself that were disabled or something. Well, I have, as most of you do, have elderly parents. It'd be nice if they live close because I'm the only one to take care of them, or even myself. So, we need County, when we went to this, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take your time away. We- Okay. Freedom County, when I went to this governor's conference, the Kentucky Housing Commission is an organization that studies the housing that is available for people in our state. And out of 120 counties, there were 4 counties that were the darkest color of green on the map, which was the worst counties without housing for people of lower income, senior citizens, people that are on disability, that kind of thing. So we County has an urgent need for housing, and that's why those people look at this area. We should have many other pieces of property that would have been better suited. Don't think we didn't. But the idea of having more senior housing would have been excellent for our county and the city. And Richland and Flatwoods as well. Because, property was with now for some reason, we were lied to, this things were misrepresented to us as well as we got deeper into it. We found out from other meetings that we were not a part of. There had been, uh, it had gone from single level. We had pictures of a nice little community with a community center in the middle. We saw pictures of that. We heard from other meetings that we were not a part of. And again, it was lack of communication on the part of the developers. It had gone to 3-story buildings on top of that hill, with which we can't provide fire service. We don't have a ladder truck. We don't have the water to fulfill the water needs that would even present without them doing something too. So we were behind the scenes finding out stuff as well that we were not pleased with. And so it was not going anywhere. It was getting pushed away on those, based on those terms. We offered alternative routes for them to enter from the other side, maybe on Cherokee Road, my property over there. We tried everything we could. And of course, the end result is it's not going to happen at all. But, I agree the miscommunication on many levels was an issue. And I think we will try harder as a mayor and council to like I said, we were only getting bits and pieces too, because they weren't communicating with us as well as they should have either. And I apologize to you guys, for, you feeling like you were in the dark, because we were kind of in the dark too. So anyway, that's what I mean. Let's work together. Let's make phone calls, talk to each other in person, that kind of stuff. What's your name, sir? Roger Rescue. I live in. Okay. Oh, out by two. Okay. About 37 years ago, we took like the same situation, almost identical situation to court. Because they were going to build apartments up there. And one guy did build a townhouse. And we got, they ruled for us in county court down here. They ruled for us in circuit court. And they didn't let it go with that. They took it to the Kentucky Supreme Court. Anyone putting a business up there on the hill or behind the subdivision that involves those 81 or 85 restricted homes up there cannot use our streets to access their business or apartments or anything like that. There was a permanent injunction issued by the state Supreme Court. That'll save you some headaches in the future. Right. Okay. Because we fought this, they just wouldn't let it rest. They took it to the Kentucky Supreme Court. Now we could not get monetary damages or anything like that. But the offending property we could have tore down. They give us that right. The townhouse up there could have been torn down. The daycare and Head Start up there, I didn't mind. I didn't say nothing about it. But legally, according to that injunction, opinion is you use our streets for them. And, I thought daycare and Head Start were good programs and stuff. But see, I'm the only original one left in the suit. Okay. Nobody else up there knew anything about it. Right. And when those people sued to stop the daycare, they come by and I told them I had that permanent injunction. Well, they treated me like some old man and didn't know what they were even talking about. So I just let them flounder. Yeah. Because I didn't mind it. The daycare, I didn't mind. Yeah. The Head Start program, there was a little bit of traffic there and everything, but it still served the community well. But now, an apartment building up there that'll let, like it was going to be or anything, I'm not having it. No. And that injunction legally stops them from using our streets. Now, they could have built it and come in off of Cherokee. Right. There wasn't nothing we could have done. Right. But when they use our streets, anybody that's got a business that goes in up there, use our streets, even if it's in the subdivision, there are some little businesses that can be conducted within the subdivision according to the restrictions. But after that, we've all got to agree to let that business study take. Right. According to that injunction. So I just want to, let you know that. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that because we do find things out as we start digging into things that have been in the years past we weren't aware of. But, like I said, we tried to get them to come in from other sides. Well, the city would give time. Yes, I remember you giving it. Yes. Good. You have some. Well, I agree. The first time passed it on to zoning and our attorney. One thing I do want to remind everyone about your all's rights. At any time, anyone can petition zoning for a change. I didn't see. And we have to give respect to process. I mean, if somebody wants, yes, found something or something, example, that's against your all's right. And following her property, I know we've personally try to, if she's interested in selling, we're hoping maybe somebody wants to build a home up there. Or something more. Creates a pretty property, so that, as far as I was told by, the zoning commission and the developer, they have already broke off all the contact, everything with Miss Conley, so. Um, so maybe if you all are good neighbors, maybe we could all help her find a suitable, finally. Yeah. We're going to, so. I don't think we told them from the beginning, we didn't think even the infrastructure could fix that. Right. And we also, and I'll tell you why we fell, and you're like, yeah, you know me, Dwayne, we, I've been your favorite now a few times before having us. And, you know, this neighbor, big buddy, so he's wanted, and it's, but we, kind of being back and forth. One minute we were told, we're not gonna look at this plan at all, and a few weeks later, they're like, well, they had some meeting on some board, if we don't even eat about it, and boom. Actually, the reason we found out is collectives, we're let me know, because he actually. He's taking through this spot there, we didn't have a clue. That's why we immediately tried to bring him in and stop all that was going on. And explain to him in great detail, like, hey, we don't have a fire protection, we don't have all this, the traffic. Please move on. Being discriminatory or seeming, there's some things we have to do. If somebody calls me tonight and says, hey, you can't provide water, sewer, this, and this to this property, I have to tell them that. It's premium information. I have to tell them that. Nobody on I just have to tell them.
I'm Dean Allen, I live on Terry Street. Finish answering your question. The meeting we had last Thursday was the second zoning council meeting that we had in this building. There had been a previous one as well a month ago. And then there was a sign, and then there was a sign posted on 23 and Winter's Drive stating about the meeting last Thursday that there would be a rezoning meeting. And they were very adamant that there would be a vote coming on the 12th, and nobody on that council would say whether they were going to vote for it or not.
Legally, they could, and legally, they have to have a vote. It's not.
Are they still going to vote whether it's rezoned?
No.
Anything else put up there unless it's voted on?
It's R1, which would be residential, single family home, things of that nature.
Okay, so in the future, if there's anything that comes, like you said, coming in for business and things like that, can you bring up at the beginning? It's not to be another process.
It's a misunderstanding of the process. And, as we've waded through it, like he said, our hands have been tied because the county has this joint zoning board that consists of several cities together. And we don't even have, we don't have any control of that. We have two representatives on that board, but we do not have a say in what they decide or don't decide. We have to stay neutral. The city council is a separate entity from that board. Okay. Now, like he said, the process was that board has to make that decision as to whether or not to rezone it. So we had to stay neutral. You can obviously express your concerns to us. We can find out about the meetings, let you know they had the public hearing. You guys voiced your concerns before they voted, but we cannot control that vote. Even the representatives they could tell us they would vote one way and vote another way, and there's nothing I can do about it. It's their choice on that board to vote how they choose to vote. So the city council, we really have limited access. Like he said, I wrote a letter a couple of months ago to that board requesting that the city withdraw from it because we wanted to make our own decision about our own city. Why should somebody else in another city make a decision what happens to Racing? They don't live there. So I sent that letter and I had been given a response that it was illegal. I couldn't do that. Mayor Hurley also wanted to be a part of getting his city out of it for the same reasons. And at this point, there's some, it's still kind of a hot issue in the county and between our cities and things right now. But we're trying to replace that board or replace the way things are done from what it has been in the past. Hopefully we can eliminate this kind of thing in the future, but it's a work in progress right now. We have to follow the things that are in place at this point. But like you're asking, yes, we would love to be able to have more communication between us and them and whatever, so this doesn't happen again. It's not good for you all. It's not good for us. It's not good for new businesses that want nobody.
Were you aware, where is the meeting? That the question is gonna be presented to them as to whether that can be redone. Yeah. So they probably think that it can just come out to us and let us know. Yeah.
This meeting was a meeting only for them.
Yeah, you have,
Meeting,
yeah.
they hang at those they don't let you speak. That's what the public hearing was. The public hearing was second.
Okay, well, they let us speak at the first one.
So we told them point blank when it was proposed to us that they were going to question that. I'll be honest with you, I told the guy, don't even come here
Mhm.
for your meeting. I said, you're wasting your time. But they had a right and
We can,
that right. Miss Conley of Appalachian Foothills, who I believe was gonna run the establishment, and then the contractor that was gonna construct it had a right to continue that process.
It was a conflict of interest to have, Miss Conley is on the council and also.
the board. See, we didn't know that either.
One
Yeah,
is the ones.
We didn't know.
yeah.
Place, when we found out that the Minnesota mayor and the person was on that zoning board while we were at the governor's conference. They were,
That was
we
during.
didn't see them on there. When you all were having a hearing, we didn't even know they were on that board.
The things that I personally brought up to Mr. Salyer, the chair of that. Number one, any elected officials are not supposed to be on that. At one time, Carlos Holbert himself had to step off as our zoning because he's an elected official
Those people were appointed by the mayors of the cities to sit on that board.
and the county judge.
Sure, they let us know that they were not elected. Or. Yeah.
A very nice guy, gentleman I spoke to last night, he also pointed out there was an issue where the sign was actually put. It was supposed to be on the property.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit thing, but yeah.
We're really gonna be looking people to see, so, or that, and I think actually, working a little of our favor. Would be the Mason Brown.
And I had another guy to take it down. I'm sorry, they didn't come pick it up. I got a phone call this morning. They said, "Hey, we'll get the sign." I sent our workers to go get it. I mean, yeah, I can think.
Citizens from another supervision told me, I don't know what was going on.
Yeah. And also, while I'm here, I would like to say, several times we've tried to call the city council, we can't get through. Can't,
Can't get to the city number.
yeah. And in the future, if something comes up, can y'all go door to door or, maybe some, Yeah, that's, no. So I'm not.
So, timing.
Some people that don't even.
Facebook stuff, anything we put in writing can come back on us if we're not 100% accurate on what we're saying. And things are in limbo, we can't really.
And to, well, to Daryl's point on the Facebook page too, this is where two boards are working. I just can't say like, hey, everybody run down here for the zoning. It's their job to announce it. Like I can't announce for them. They're supposed to announce, and that's something we're working with. Mayor Hurley can contest that. We've been very adamant. We feel like zoning is not sharing information. They should
Right.
have monthly meetings that anyone can come to, and it's been.
It's like you guys do with communication.
The people, they're good volunteers. They're just there. They're just, hey, they get told to show up, and half the time they don't even, they see that you see it. It's handed to them and they're going, oh, wow.
But anything, sometimes the processes of the past don't work as well now as they used to. And yes, we are working on trying to get some things, some bugs worked out of issues like that, joint versus us and who makes decisions and stuff. So bear with us on that. And we will make every effort to communicate with you next time better as soon as we know what we can, communicate. So.
Now, anybody wants my personal cell phone number, go ahead and give it to me.
Mine's they were even in the bathrooms at the park.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna tell you guys the same thing I told the zoning and planning commission is that, politicians right now have no credibility. And when,
I'll tell you that.
well, you see,
A citizen, this citizen.
the plan is, and it's been made already, as the mayor, it is your job to communicate to your constituents. And it's obviously, as they say, it's a massive breakdown in communication, and you, sir, are at fault, 100%. And you can say that all you want, and say they did this and they did that. But the picture of you, and you let this happen. So the question is, more importantly, I did call you, by the way, and you told me that I could talk to him. That you were going to Louisville to the governor's conference and that he would be.
It's not true. He was.
He was here, and I don't think that the governor's meeting and meeting the UK basketball coach, that's important, requires two people. So with that being said, to the leadership of this little city, that's your job, and that's what you get paid for. And when you sit here and tell me, they didn't tell me, man, that is spinning. That is spinning, and it's not telling the truth. The fact is, you should know. That's your job. So we expect that you should know that. Secondly, on the notification, I've already seen this transparency, and then I said newsletter would be great once a month. What's happening? Why is it turning off? Why does it taste like chlorine? Why is our electric pipes turning on? We face challenges, and I'm working with it. I'm trying to make things better. When you do that, then our perception, which is reality, says the mayor's working for us. He's trying to do this. He's got these challenges, these obstacles, landmines everywhere. One thing, can you find something wrong? We get that. We're not getting it in plans. So you are in charge of informing us of what's going on, and you're going to be informed of this. The thing you decided that this is a good property to present to the Appalachian Foothills. Why did you present it at all? Because it's a traditional. Why are you changing housing? Would we even consider going to the committee and saying, we want you to change the zoning in this neighborhood so that we can be affectionate housing in here? We've already answered all. You don't believe it's not acceptable to this, okay? The question again is, what would you say? What price is a good spot? I know it's not, but it's a good spot. It's probably gonna be in the table. It's probably the one thing on the table. Hey, I'm sorry, we're gonna kill you. No, two. Like the people, if you really like to be here, right, to come here, read, the grievances, and sing, and really light it up. Yeah, Trump, everybody else, you need to live here, you know. So, you know, we could not have it in the country if you don't live here. I'm saying, it's not right here. What is the reason? So, I mean, the town meeting is like, I'm sorry that I'm not trying to, it just has to say what you. Right,
Finish up, right?
I'm picking up, I want you to please address the constituents and be transparent. So we can trust you because we just trust all you guys. I want to be friends and you goodness. You know me. You know, you might have been funny accusations. You know, accusation. You love me, but it's not me. Accuse anyone. I mean, the person previously. And you just like to wrap it up. When we stand here and we express our First Amendment rights, we should be allowed to do that, and we have. No, the last time I was had from me, they hit me on the shoulder and told me one more outburst and figured me out. And it didn't outburst. You don't get to everyone.
Here's your final statement. What's your final statement? You have.
That is important. And what's good speech and not. No one in the council told him to come up and warn me, but he did, and it was a good scene because our First Amendment is important. And then lastly, I do appreciate the job that you're trying to do, and I know it's hard, and this, the people like me, it make it hard, but it makes you better. So let's just get better, and let's make this a better community, and I promise, I have your back. I'm not out to get you. I'm here to support you, but I hate to say my piece. So I'm sorry I offended you, and God bless you.
Have a seat. Thank you. All right, we do have a business meeting to proceed with tonight, so I think we spent.
Just go down in the black tape. And everything, you want to grab it and-
Well, now, he's not fundraising. He doesn't bring me from citizens.
So he told me to stay, I think they're already, so if he makes a sale, like. The band was only fell on the drawing. Leaving off of me. The city, what was the name that you lost?
We can go get anything. It's money or whatever.
Well, he got one for the other piece.
Well, I'm bigger than you.
I'm pretty much what we're looking
The meeting, next item on the agenda is to approve the minutes from the last council meeting. I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes. Councilman Holbrook makes the motion, Councilwoman Pittman made the second, roll call please.
Councilwoman Ann Catlin. Councilwoman Stephanie Blevins Cook. Yes. Councilman J.R. Cook.
Yes.
Councilman Carlos Holbrook. Councilman Wayne Tackett.
Yes.
The next order of business is to approve the bills.
Make a motion to approve the bill with funds allowed.
Have a second. Who seconded?
Also.
Okay. Councilwoman Blevins Cook made the motion, and Councilman Holbrook seconded. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Stephanie Blevins Cook. Yes. Councilman Carlos Holbrook.
Yes.
Councilwoman Ann Catlin.
Yes.
Councilman J.R. Cook.
Yes.
Councilman Wayne Tackett.
Yeah.
All right, next on the agenda, one of the things I like to do before we do that is I'd like to show you that we were given a proclamation by the county, and we were also given a declaration by the state in regard to the 100th anniversary of the historic Raceland Horse Track. We did have a celebration over there. It's very nice. I appreciate him doing that. Senator Robin Willett and County Executive Bobby Hall, ACDs, the county called it Midnight Celebration Day. And the Commonwealth of Kentucky just wanted to recognize the 100th anniversary and give us this so we can hang in our facility. So we do appreciate them recognizing us for that. Well, hopefully we'll get the land developed and we'll have some business over there. You know, I talked someday, I said we've been many years about used to being there, but now the downside of that is it's been 100 years and there's still nothing there that we could use to bring some needed things to the city. So no, it's not in the flood plan. But it was.
Back there, that's.
So that's why it wasn't. Yeah, again, that's news to me. All right, next item on the agenda is the first reading by the council for the ordinance on the 2024-08 ordinance regulating the allowance of cannabis business operations in the city. And I will need a first and second motion on that as well.
I'm in spirit transparent.
Oh, yeah.
In spirit transparency, does anybody have any questions about the medical cannabis law that was passed in the state last year? Medical cannabis,
State, the law that can be used for medical reasons.
what's happened is last year it was passed by the House and Senate and put in, the governor signed it in. By January 1st, licensed physicians, APRNs, I believe, all of them will have the ability, if someone has cancer or has whatever, to go get a medical card. And these dispensaries will be built. We're getting a dispensary. We manage, if we do, I'll be in shock. Because if four dispensaries per region, our region is from here to Mansfield. There's like 13 counties in it. Flatwoods had their first reading on this last week. All this is if ever somebody wanted to build like a packaging plant, a processing plant, testing facility, and now you're not smoking much marijuana. I think It's an actual, testing facility.
It's like a pharmaceutical,
Yeah.
like if Pfizer moved in here and started manufacturing.
We're growing now, which we do have a lot of beautiful agriculture here. The city, we receive some revenue on.
The facilities are very secure. They're all indoor. They have armed guards. I mean, it's a very tight, managed facility, just like any of the drug facilities that manufacture the pills that we take. But anyway, and anything that would be a dispensary would be like a pharmacy. It would be like a special pharmacy just for medical cannabis. Now, like he said, there's only gonna be so many of those in the whole state. We're not even on the list or nothing like that. What we don't want to do, and most likely we don't even have, uh, most likely this will not even be an issue for us, but for the future of the city, we don't want to restrict, because once you opt out, you're out. You can never go back in. So we don't want to restrict the use of possible land that's available for a growing manufacturer to come in here and possibly produce revenue for our area. So this ordinance basically just leaves that door open in case. Now, those are processes we'd have to go through if it ever came to pass. This is just saying that we're looking for business if somebody would even want to do something like that. So.
On that, and not a big one, people who are okay, you're basically leaving the door open, yes. So basically on the getting the alcohol.
It's different than the taxes we get from that. And actually, it's better in a sense because these tax revenue and Mayor Hurley, feel free to speak up. We found out. And Mayor Wilson did too when we were in Louisville last week. It's actually more expandatory. We can use these for infrastructure, different things where like our ABC tax is predominantly goes back into administration, traffic stops, enforcement. So once again, this is a hypothetical. This is a very competitive business that's opening.
The fact that it is a federally managed program, so it is tax based and loan money on these businesses.
Yeah.
In these states that have the license, especially the recreational, it's not federally funded, it's not guaranteed, they can't get loans, it's had business, so it is a positive program. If you got funding, then say if the country became a legalized state where recreational cannabis was allowed. Then looking to do the like the store to come in there and sell.
Right, right.
But this is
Absolutely.
so it is a totally different thing.
Manages it. Kentucky, they require us in the city to either opt in or out by the end of this year. So that's why we got to go ahead and make our decision now before it ever comes to a place of.
I'll give you guys an example. If we're driven down, we're in over and Green Township behind all the.
Right.
When you go on to the famous. Maybe this lady there's a lot of power. The steam using this fence for barbed wire and. This one would be second, so.
I think security.
You know, it's pretty ground.
Ground.
The ways we use. And when it comes to big wire,
There's a dispensary in Chillicothe, and to your point, if you're actually partially correct on, they can get loans for this. Even though it's not federally regulated, the companies that are doing this can apply for grants that are federal grants. It's just not approved federally. It's still legal federally, but the state has allowed it.
and I didn't agree.
Not a good thing. Processing, that kind of thing.
Then the
Yeah, so one dispensary allowed in this entire city if there would ever be.
the city was.
County. The entire 13th. And to answer that too, oh, God, lost my train of thought.
Whether it's.
And that's why I do this now.
Let me just read this to you, okay? So everyone can understand what it is. This is a ordinance 2024-08 ordinance relating to the allowance of cannabis business operations in the city of Raceland, Kentucky. Whereas on April 15th, the Kentucky General Assembly passed 2024 House Bill 829, signed into law by Governor Andy Beshear. On April 17th, that amends KRS Chapter 218B, which codifies the statutes governing the Kentucky Medical Cannabis Program. I'll just go to the general provisions here. Section 1. Let's see. The purpose of this ordinance is to authorize the establishment of certain types of medical cannabis businesses in the city of Raceland, Kentucky, and provide for the adoption of reasonable restrictions to protect the public health, safety, and general welfare of the community at large, to retain the character of the neighborhoods and mitigate potential impacts on surrounding properties and persons. It is also the intent of this ordinance to help defray administrative and enforcement costs associated with the operation of a cannabis business in the city of Raceland. Nothing in this ordinance is intended to grant immunity from criminal or civil prosecution penalty or sanction for the cultivation, manufacture, possession, use, sale, or distribution of marijuana in any form that is not in compliance with Kentucky Revised Statutes of Kentucky Administrative Regulations. So this is not going to give anybody the right to grow marijuana in their backyard, okay? They'll still be prosecuted under the same laws they always have been. So don't get any ideas. The effective date of this ordinance, marijuana remains classified as a Schedule I controlled substance under the Federal Controlled Substances Act 21 USC Section 801, which makes it unlawful to manufacture, distribute, or dispense marijuana or process with the intent to manufacture, distribute, or dispense. And nothing in this ordinance is intended to grant immunity from any criminal federal law. The definitions within these are hereby adopted as is set out herein and is relevant to the ordinance. Let's see, let me get out this lingo. The maximum number of each type of cannabis business allowed in the city of Raceland will be as follows. 1, cultivator, 3 businesses. Processor, 3 businesses. Safety compliance facility, 3. And dispensary, 1. And again, as we stated before, that's 1 in the whole county if they choose to do it in Raceland as part of Greenup County. Greenup County can only have 1.
Part of the opted in towards the county.
The opted-in part.
Overseeing the county itself and all that. And that's very possible.
The cannabis business operating within the city limits of Raceland will have a business license and pay an annual non-refundable fee to help defray administrative enforcement costs. As a cultivator, the license would be $1,200. Cultivator 2, $2,500. Cultivator 3, $5,000. Cultivator 4, $5,000, and a processor $2,500. Producer $5,000. Dispensary $3,000. And safety compliance facility $1,200. Licensed dispensaries will collect a 5% regulatory fee on the sale of cannabis products remitted to the city of Raceland by the 20th day of the month for the preceding month. The city of Raceland will review these fees. The City Council of Raceland will review these fees at least once every 3 years to determine if a new fee schedule should be enacted. Business license requirements. No person or entity will operate a cannabis business within the city of Raceland without a valid business license issued by the city pursuant to the provisions of this ordinance. Every applicant for a business license to operate cannabis business will file an application with the Office of the City Clerk. Every applicant for a business license to operate a cannabis business will submit with the application a photocopy of the applicant's valid and current license issued by the Commonwealth of Kentucky in accordance with the Kentucky Medical Cannabis Program. This is just a lot of technical stuff. One of the things that may be of interest here is a provisional, okay, so we have in place in the ordinance, so people can't just get a license and hold on to it for years, waiting on something to develop or doing what they want. Because we only have so many available, and sometimes in the business world, people try to shut other people out. So we have this in place that a provisional license means that only that applicant has submitted a valid application for a business license, and the applicant will not locate or operate a cannabis business without obtaining all the other permits and approvals required by all other applicable ordinances and regulations. A provisional license will lapse and be void if such permits and approvals are not completed within 180 days of the issuance of the provisional license. Within 14 days from the applicant submitting proof of obtaining all the other required permits and approvals and payment of the license fee, the city clerk or the designee will approve a business license allowing the cannabis business to operate within the city limits. Maintaining a valid cannabis license issued by the Commonwealth of Kentucky is a condition for the issuance and maintenance of a cannabis business license under this ordinance and continued operation. So if they lose their Kentucky license, they lose their Raceland license. And it's not a transferable license. So if the business changes hands, they have to start the process all over again. And it states that the business license to operate a cannabis business will be valid for 1 year from July 1st to June 30th, which is the fiscal year. After July 1st, they'll be valid until the 30th of the following year. A valid business license to operate a cannabis business may be renewed on an annual basis by submitting a renewal application upon a form provided by the city of Raceland and a payment of the annual fee. An application to renew a business license to operate the business will be filed at least 30 days prior to the date of its expiration. So that's what we're voting on for the first reading of the medical cannabis business operations. But let me ask you this, Megan. The 5% tax, will it be regulated like alcohol taxes?
I believe so, yes. It is, and it's not as strict though. If there's not, we're, like I said, the ABC tax, we have to be very careful how we use it.
Always spend it only on specific things.
More of a. It can be used on infrastructure, things like that. We have a little bit more freedom with them.
I make the motion to accept the first reading of ordinance 2024-08.
Do I have a second?
I'll say.
Okay, Councilwoman Blevins Cook made the motion and Councilwoman Caitlin made the second. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Stephanie Blevins Cook,
Yes.
Councilwoman Ann Catlin, Councilman J.R. Cook,
Yes.
Councilman Carlos Holbrook,
Yes.
Councilman Wayne Tackett.
Yes.
Our next order of business is the administrator's report, City Administrator Dustin Burchett.
Myself, and for. Everybody's want to get, right now, we're partnering with City of Warren and, elementary, Portland Middle School and Campbell Elementary. For some of you who don't know, we're also we're partnering with them on a grand freezer event. From here to August 26th, if anyone would like to donate school supplies, it's on our Facebook page, what the teachers are requesting for help with. Or even if you want to donate, cash, we will go purchase supplies for you. We got a donation for super with cash and we're going to purchase it. You know, our teachers are full, need our system. On top of that, let me make you all aware too, and kind of taking away from the police report just a little bit. We're going to get through some hard lockdown for us Friday and Monday. Now, we haven't done anything this time here, so you're 23 and 17 around Canada and high school. You know, they're coming by every Monday, 23 and fire truck. We're doing, they were kids, real.
There's gonna be someone trying to get into the school, very early, you have to explain that a little bit more, the whole. People down, so, but I mean, it's gonna be, from the one to a couple of the past, 5, 10 years, that they have bought into things to the police department, the gym, working with them to allow us to use more of the, we like doing the local schools. But it's, know, and I know this is. But the reason that simply format and so like racing one of the person gets in and try to give pretty well structure to the law group. To go to where that person may be instead of having race come try to find and search for. Long story short, I don't like this about one communications that as well as not one and performance. Although I mean it's the way down the law with the school, they kind of are requiring the one of bracket, sign, bracket, those kind of things. To keep them all from losing all of it back. Sure. Department, project, the way, well, we just, something that's been needed for a long time. We did those things. A couple of months ago, it was very time to jump on it. Because we were able to like this, but she really okay with that, for, if you want to see, I don't see anybody go up and come out there for step it up, doing some steel. We were staying in our, now it's going to get kind of, anybody was staying. It was absolutely.
You'll debate again
It'll be this Friday
Friday.
and following Monday now. We made a joke earlier, we're technically not saying which school, there's supposed to be a little surprise, but it's going to be. Everyone, Japan Hospital, obviously, we did one on Friday, it's going to be, but. If you're going to the people who submit, that's now there, at least.
Unfortunately.
No, students will be there to school at this time. We do lockdown with students, but we don't do the full blown. There is still that fear of going to scare elementary kids to death with an active shooter being on a door with a gun, so. But we do teach them and go over lockdowns with them in school. I'll work at the school if you don't. Some of you may hate me, some of you may like me.
Irrelevant.
We did teach the kids when they're locked down and everything, so, but they're going to be involved in this, we're not gonna be. They're just training out there with their. It has the full, it's trying to give me, my living, be first part, and everything into the kids, so. It will be that left. We do. Oh, we don't, right? We're still working on the last grant, I was part of, clean the water, product. The grant that helped rock the projects was the $400,000. They started the earmark the water and sewer projects. So far, we replaced over 250 sewer line and replaced the damaged manholes on the one that probably come off the people around. Winter dries, you can work on the wood. Plating all that right now, that should be done, it's supposed to be done, and then we're moving to Franklin Avenue, so you got to get the traffic issues. On Raceland Avenue, from the intersection where it goes through the Lincoln Drive, the Bell Pond, over the next few years. They're gonna be doing what's called direction boring. So we're hoping that's less of a, and hopefully it doesn't, let's do holidays, we're still coming back. And right now, if we continue being under schedule, I'm hoping to have. $150,000 left on that grant, but a lot of it to reallocate the other projects. The money would be working, like I said, it's like all the sure chest. Every year we do a Halloween block party. Right now, after it's conversing with the rest of the cities and tourism. We're looking at Thursday, October 24th, 6:30 p.m. We will still have regular trick or treat on October 30th countywide. And we are going a little bit earlier than we found the last couple of years. It's kind of a earlier, game off better. And we have all the kids on the left, you can be probably, it's
So we'll be out here doing that. For the one of you don't know, we're the mayor of the Northeastern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce. And they have what's called Grounds for Discussion. It's an opportunity for everyone to come together as part of the chamber and hang out, have coffee, donuts. We've been asked to host it. I don't know where this is. It's well. You're too. On the 22nd, I can again, the 15th. Make sure all the businesses the parade will be here. We had some damage to the storms. We will be, as a board of the council, we had it already budgeted. We will be hopefully the next month or two getting the roof gear finally replaced. We did get parts release some insurance paid for it. There's a big follow up from you, Councilwoman Cat. We've been looking at adding more handicap parking over on the opposite end of the park. One issue we ran into is we would have to pave a safe walkway long enough to, so somebody's unfortunate for most purposes.
When we had something in the park like the barbecue thing we had, there was a lot of people would be was handicapped and they could get in so much easier.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right. We're gonna look at trying to get that funded.
Yeah, thank you.
Our plan is to have a walkway all the way around the park for that purpose, so we're working on it.
I was in there every year, so I'll just talk anyway until they come to stop. Our next pavement job is we're still waiting to get enough funds in the pave for acres. We're hoping in the next month or two. The way we fund girls pavement is the water bills with D2, that's 550, that's make the channel, and it slowly builds up. On top of that, we do audits and road shows, we have 5 go on this. Yeah, I mean, back there, 5 go. She loves them, our council.
Well,
Those are our favorites, I don't know why, but they're, but we have to do audits and how much miles of road we have, submit that to the state, and get revenue funding back from the state, and they come insurance. I don't know where we at about right now, Susan.
In that account, roughly around 22,000, I think.
40,000, ain't paid for the but right now, I'm thinking for 3 years, we paid over $500,000.
It'd be nice if all that money would come in at once.
They come in seven.
It comes in little pieces and we just have to wait till we get enough to do the next one. So,
And personal thing, I want to thank Austin for all his time. Daily Independent, he's always been good to us and covered us, and I wish him best of luck in his new job and the luck in this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Machette. Next on the agenda is the police department report.
All right, so the first one we put in was the voting we have left this time called this one. For the month of July, we have 309 dollars in the month. Third month. But the full day is going up to year, 2,600. Also, service with this point.
Incredible for such a small city.
We're definitely on the floating line, some deal with 4,000.
We ate other cities though too, right? Some of that, yeah.
With the assistant manager of the working.
I'm ready to report.
If you want to.
Surplus.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a list of stuff we need to surplus. It'll be sold at auctions. They cars from the impound lot. They wrecked, they good one. They pool tables, electric forklift and charger. 75 assorted pocket knives. 3 177 caliber pellet rifles, 2 Lee DB rifles, 1 Kaufman BBI rifle, and also, I think about 2 months ago, there's a guy that donated a home that we surplus and gonna sell at auction, and that money will go shop at the top. They're designated for that.
So the council has the list of items in their packet. I need a first and a second motion to surplus those items so they can be auctioned off.
I'll make motion to surplus items.
Is second?
I'll say.
Who say Wayne? Okay. Councilman, Holbrook makes the motion. Councilman Tackett, second. Roll call, please.
Councilman Carlos Holbrook,
Yes.
Councilman Wayne Packer,
Yeah.
Councilwoman Ann Catlins, Councilwoman Stephanie Blevins Cook,
Yes.
and Councilman J.R. Cook.
Yes.
May I ask a question? Is that a lot of this falls for this size city or an average amount or lower amount?
Yes. Officer Sparks,
We average about 3 missed calls.
300 calls a month.
Yeah, I think between here and Orland, we answered right around 35 minutes, so it was last year. And so far this year, we're a little bit over 26 times. So we're slow down, it's a bit older. So
What kind of calls are they mostly?
it runs their gamut, everything from fire accidents, to medical emergencies, to business service being.
Okay.
Is that a lot for a community of lots?
Only 6 a lot. 2,000.
Okay. Next on your agenda is the fire department report with Chief Howe.
Thank you.
Fire department, obviously, a lot of you guys know it's my first month, full month in the fire department. We didn't run a lot of calls, we had 5 calls per month, 5 meetings, payroll sheets attached, for you guys. We did run couple mutual aid calls with Portland, set up a landing zone for a car wreck, I think we talked about last month. Other than that, our bucket brigade for firefighter from Old Town, Austin House, and we provide assistance with Worthington Fire Department for the Wings and Wheels show there at court.
Big job.
Blue Brigade went really well. We raised $675 in about 2 hours. We were out.
That's
And
awesome.
presented at the end. A couple weeks ago, they were looking at they had total loss, so they were looking at rebuilding. They were very appreciative of that. Have been doing a bunch of work at our house, a lot of painting, a lot of cleaning. Gonna talk with Chief Sanders when he gets back about getting some work release to do some upper level painting for us. We'll go from there. To add to your surplus list, there's also a ski ball machine. You can add that to it. I love this stuff. I'm off the there.
It's covered under various games.
Okay. Other than that, attached in the back, there's a quote for some, there's 2 different quotes for seal coating my floor in my meeting room and my office over there. Part of this, the revamp we've been doing. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot. We run, that's July 1, July 1 to July 30. On it there, kind of run month to month, beginning month on that. But other than that, that's all I have. Anybody got any questions for me or need to get hold of me for any fire related issues in the community? My number is the city building. Feel free to reach out anytime.
Appreciate your work. Thank you, Justin.
Thank
Thank you, sir.
Doing a good job. And if any of the council hasn't been over to the fire department lately, you should go by and take a look, man. It looks really nice. They cleaned up a whole lot of stuff over there, so I appreciate that. All right. Down to the next item. We're just about to wrap it up. Council concerns. Anybody have any concerns? Carlos.
I don't know whether you're aware or not, but most people are. Every year we have a community Christmas dinner. Last year we paid 600 people. Didn't cost city nothing, it didn't cost people nothing. After that, we took 180 some kids shopping with a pop. This year Christmas is gonna be set for Monday, December the 16th. We accept donations of any kind of food products. That's what they're doing, is all putting on, just donating. People donate a turkey or a ham here, there, yonder, box of mashed potatoes, is what it is. And, it don't cost city nothing. They may have spent $50 last year. But, this year we look maybe paid 700.
Councilman Holbrook is a very humble man, but it's remarkable what he does every year. He cooks this meal all from scratch over 3 days. And every year we've been part of it, it's continued to increase. We've outgrown this building. We've outgrown the fire department, which we did it last year, and we're actually in the process of trying to find an alternative site to house all these people. And every one of these kids that get to go up there, they start off with $150 a piece, which unfortunately nowadays, I wish it saves more money than it is. But one thing we do is we raise so much money, and when you go up there and meet these children, a lot of them, the first thing they're grabbing is shoes or a bedding, some food, someone to throw money for food. They don't get shit for that. We raise up extra money, so these kids need those bare necessities that we take for granted. They don't get that. And of course, Steve Sammons isn't here. We have a joke around here. You can't spell donation without going. I believe we bought in, how much we bring in last year for chocolate pop, Susan?
27,000?
27. Yeah, over $27,000 last year for these kids.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So if anybody wants to be part of it, we always need volunteers. I mean, we'll be up there at Walmart and we'll shut the registers down. We'll have these kids lined up, all the way out the door. And, the more volunteers we have, the better. It's really a wonderful thing. And I have to, of course, mention us partnering with the Raceland Christian Church and Coach Wendell Morris. He was my teacher at Raceland. They do excellent work too, because they also provide food boxes. So some of the families will ask us, you know, hey, can I get a food box to take home? And we'll do those on the backside too.
I stayed in contact with this, so I'll probably find. After our programs is. On the river, we are. Right. They have done power to systems. To be there with the US and the yeah, they move inside here, you can also in the country. There is one. It's a big. It's the like points, like money. It's money. It's not. So see, I can do that. It's a lot of people with this picture. And I'm going to be talking about the don't follow the televisions, the person, the things about Bible, I may tell them all, and this is the best people. It's so slow, and I can see involved in this kind of like that. And if one can do it, you want to do it, and tell them about.
Different cities helping serve.
Yeah.
I'm the people of business. That help serve.
Could you keep in this so we could get paid? And it's nice, excellent.
They live in the state of Kentucky.
It's,
That's right.
it's Elizabeth, and the people just keep saying, I mean, they have been 50 or farm and you got spending it from the start. Give them all this, or you will go homeless.
And so much. Thank you, Devin. When we get to donations, I'd like to make an appeal to you. We have a blessing box out here under the awning of our by our city offices, and it's gotten a little slim here lately. So if you guys know anybody that has some extra food, or if you'd like to go out and buy some, and we're seeing a lot more elderly folks using it, and that breaks my heart that they have to. These are the people that's paved the way for us and laid the foundations that we're standing on today, and we need to take care of them. So if you can, if you all can ask your churches, maybe do a food drive or something. We have a place we can store it, but the girls in the front office fill that up daily with food, and it gets used pretty often. That they don't have to go ask anybody. It's there. They can come at night when nobody's around. Don't have to be embarrassed. They can just get things out there they need, and it's really a wonderful thing to be able to do that for people. So if you would, with some folks, see if we can get that stocked, okay? Abby, thank you, Ann. Appreciate that. Thank you. That's a blessing. It really is. Does anybody else have any concerns on the council? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Income not cost and also for everybody that's going to seven, but this is the,
Motion again.
McDonald's is not coming to transfer, they get over the lows, they're over and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Third or fourth range, he's raising them, he brings them down here every week. It's, they're fun, so, I mean, he's bringing them from measure.
This council room and you're on council and you looked at me when I was up there talking and said, I want splash pad.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
You just start calling.
We're all paid for by grant money too. We're actually paying for all grant money, the new bathrooms and concession stands all grant money. And and that splash pad being down here and the fact that we've tore down 4 houses already on this street is the exact reason you are gonna get a restaurant here in a couple
Yeah.
of months. The roost is coming. The city did that to bring in the traffic counts and show the developers. We are committed. I think, I thank the city and the past council too for tearing down that house. We partnered with the county, Judge Hall, Henry Patrick, the road supervisor came up here and tore that tree down. And as soon as we did that, we will, and, Super Quick came in, and they completely believe in us. And if anybody's bored, you want to come to my little shack of an office over there, I've got drawings and everything. It's going to be beautiful in there. It's going to be an amazing new feature for us.
We hope it's the beginning of more things to come for the city.
Very much heavily, but I've been talking heavily with their construction manager and they're very close.
All costs under that Christmas stand.
Anybody, it's, you have to feel like I don't know.
What's the price? If they can delay the range of flat hoods and.
We open our doors to anyone that's hungry.
It's everybody and, the football team helps us every year. Coach Salem's, the football team comes out and eats.
I mean, you always don't eat, I come.
There's a lot of things. I mean, it just have to be people to participate and shop with the cop. It's everybody can come and where we've partnered, like Carlos pointed with all the other cities, Mayor Hurley's came many times. And his entire police department and fire department and,
Like a community get together thing, so.
the neighbor Walmart in this tri-state said we did the biggest one. They've never seen one bigger than what we did.
So,
Keeping slide park open. Pardon the name, that
We possibly could,
during the summer hours.
some, yeah, get some.
We're always open for questions on it. I mean, would 12 days be more adequate or? For most people, does 12 day Harvey better?
Typically, a day lot left when it's all.
Yeah.
11 days, I don't know. 11 days would be fine, I don't think 11 days. Cause this will start getting dark sooner, we might as well leave it up until 8, well, as long as we can.
Because it's actually on a timer, all we have to do is change the timer on it.
Call on that, that's not how that's, if that's what I wanted to. Yeah, you could know, I wanted to do it, and that's fine.
No, you're good, we go. You're good. You're starting to get in here now. We know. No, we get, believe me, we get lots of snaps. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Yes, motion. We have to. Call, please.
Councilman Carlos Holbrook,
Yes.
Councilman J.R. Cook, Councilwoman Ann Catlin, Councilwoman Stephanie Blevins Cook. Yes. And Councilman Wayne Packett.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Yeah, how are you?